Furnishings for the set of the Buddy Pough Show are provided by Whitash Furnishings. Whitash Furnishings is a proud sponsor of the Buddy Pough Show.
It was an overcast afternoon at William Dick Price Stadium up in Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk State won the toss, elected to defer to the second half, something you typically do, Coach.
We generally do, and we get the kickoff there, and Phillip Adams returns it, runs into a little bit of a brick wall there. And, you know, we give it to Will Ford on the read play on the very first play, and he gets some yardage out on the outside.
South Carolina State forced to punt the football, and of course, Lee Manning had a much better day. Lee Manley, a much better day punting the football than the week before.
Well, actually, Blake Erickson punted for us yesterday, and you see Zach and Matt Key and all those guys on that back row there. And then this is, you know, just Julius Wilkerson-style football. They throw the football out to one of their receivers, P.J. Hayden, and Julius strips the ball away from them, and, you know, a whole lot of guys have a chance to get it. Phillip Adams and all those guys, but now Phillip ends up scoring a touchdown, and that's what starts the game for us on a positive note.
31-yard fumble recovery. Phillip Adams on the return. The Blake Erickson point after touchdown. 13-24 into the game. Bulldogs up 7-0, and defense again was the word.
Right. You see Irving get it started there, and then Jason Ayers gets him down. We call Jason a noodle. He just kind of, you know, slithers through there and just makes plays.
Dennis Brown steps up in the pocket, tries to get some positive yardage. Good game for Donovan Richard yesterday. Good to see him running around.
It was good to see Donovan back at full speed. And, you know, you see Dennis Brown here trying to run around a little bit, and Julius Wilkerson comes off and makes the sack there. I think Jason may have had a little bit of assist there, Jason Ayers.
Malcolm Long in the quarterback, and Malcolm steady, but great protection, gets it out to Matt Washington, who had a great day catching and running the football.
And that was a nice job. That was a conversion down. Anytime you can make those third down conversions, you feel good. And this is actually on second down here where we get a first down from Malcolm to Dwayne Clark.
And, Coach, you know, we talk about your offensive line. Sam Timothy, another good job at center yesterday.
Has done a fantastic job. We were really worried about that situation there for a while. And, you know, what's happening here is people loading the box up. The reason we're having a hard time running the football is because they're putting the safeties up on the run. And, you know, we throw the deep ball here to Trey Young. We got to do that a whole bunch more. And then Malcolm sneaks it in here for the touchdown.
It was a 41-yard reception between Malcolm Long and Trey Young. Got us down there. Malcolm wedges it in. And with 4:55 to go in the first quarter, it's 14-0 South Carolina State as we head into the second quarter. And Norfolk State still yet to get into the game at all.
You're right. And then they, you know, make a nice play here to P.J. Hayden. This guy's is one of their young receivers. And one of the big things for us is anytime we get a completion, then we tackle them immediately and, you know, don't give them any extra yards. And then we get another play here with all kinds of guys trying to get the football. Joe Council and I think Irvin had it, and I taught Antoine Quarterbomb how to cradle that ball correctly when you're making a fumble recovery, and he does there. And, you know, then we try to go deep again. Got a little play that we put in for Terrence Smith, and, you know, they interfere on us, and we get the football down there at about the 30-yard line or somewhere thereabouts.
Terrence Smith, a good day catching the football for South Carolina State. He and Trey Young both had 4 receptions. You give it to Will Ford, and Ford can make something out of nothing.
He can, and Devin Ware's out blocking in front of him there. Our offensive line's doing a pretty good job. Our quarterback reads that so that he decides where to go with the ball. And then Malcolm Long here running the football, and this is a little bit of us turning the tables a little bit on them because they think that we put Derek Wiley in the run and Malcolm in the throw, and, you know, we crossed them up a little bit by letting Malcolm run the ball, and we end up having to kick a field goal here because we get a holding call and can't really get it down, but then, you know, Blake comes in and bangs it through for the field goal.
I tell you what, healthy field goal, 37 yards. It would have been good from 47 yards. South Carolina State goes up 17-0. Norfolk State, Dennis Brown, just a quarterback keeper, and he finds it tough again.
Yeah, they're trying to run the quarterback sweep here, and, you know, you see Quarterbomb and Marquis run around, and then there's old Julius Wilkerson again. He puts his hat right on the football, and Ronell Ferguson makes a very heady play there. He gets out and gets his hat on the right side and blocks him in, and Raphael Bush goes in for the touchdown.
37-yard fumble recovery for Raphael Bush. 2 defensive touchdowns in the first half. Who would have thunk that? 24-0 South Carolina State.
I tell you what, that was really big in the whole scheme of things. And, you know, we continuously just made his life miserable. Dennis Brown had a rough day, and David Irvin makes the tackle there. And, you know, we come back with another little play here, and David Irvin gets here and makes the tackle on their running back.
David Irby on the day had 6 tackles, 4 of them unassisted. He doesn't need much help. You just let him get after the ball. Dennis Brown in the end zone. Big completion here to McCowan for first down.
You're right. And Donovan Richards actually touched this ball a little bit before he caught it, so that was a fantastic catch by Nigel McGowan there.
Little play action. Malcolm Long to Devin Wary had a couple catches for 25 yards.
We had 2 guys, Devin and Ronell Ferguson, who both lost their grandparents this week. And, you know, we got to take their hats off to them and their families for allowing them to continue to be a part of this game, because, you know, it's tough to, you know, to deal with those kind of situations and try to play football at the same time. But you see us complete another ball there to Terrence Smith. And then, you know, we snapped the ball over our punter's head. And, you know, Blake has enough wherewithal there, enough good sense to, he actually can't kick it that way. If he does, it's a penalty. But they end up, because it was in the end zone, giving us a safety anyway, so it works out for us.
And you get to punt the ball, the free kick here, and that turned out to be a very smart play for South Carolina State as they let it drop right in front of them and trying to get it upfield. I think this may have been one of a few times Dwight Flukerberry on the return for Norfolk State.
Right, Lee Manley punted there for us, and then you see Devon Quattlebaum chasing Dennis Brown around, and this is, you know, what his day was like. And, you know, it was partially because of the scheme that we ran against them, and they had a hard time. And then we get the football back here right at the end of the half, and, you know, really I'm thinking about just kind of putting in the deep freeze, but then Will makes a nice run and gets it out to about the 40-yard line. And, you know, we decide, you know, what the heck, let's see what we can do here. And then we get him on the offsides play here. Terrence Smith makes a real heady play by getting down there and stopping because the guy is deep behind him. And then we end up getting another field goal here right at the end of the half. And, you know, we were really, really fortunate there because Matt Washington did a great job of handling the football, and Blake went on and banged it through.
That was the way the first half ended. Bulldogs leading 27-2. We'll take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. When we come back, we'll have more on this edition of the Buddy Pough Show.